Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Automation Testing Insider. So this is part 17 of Selenium Framework Development series from scratch, and in the previous part we talked about how to set up data-driven testing or how to perform parameterization in our framework. Now today we'll focus on how can we set up OrangeHRM application in our local environment, or I would say how can we set up this OrangeHRM application in our local system, right? So this particular video is not completely like 100% related to the framework which we are building right now, but this is related to this application OrangeHRM, right, which we are going to using to build this framework. So we are using demo site of OrangeHRM, right? Now you might ask question over here, like why do we need to set up this OrangeHRM site in our local environment, right? So there are a couple of reasons. The first reason is currently the demo site is down. The demo site which we are using to build this framework is down, right? So the thing is like this demo site also completely owned by this OrangeHRM organization, which is US based company. So we don't have control to their environment, right? So that is the reason why we are going to set up this locally. Right now this site is down, so there might be some, maintenance activities is going on, or some server is down or something is going on. So that is the reason this demo site is down. I'll show you also, it is not working right now. The second reason would be why we are going to set up it locally. If you remember, like earlier we wanted to we wanted to add database test case in our framework. Last time also we have spoken about it. We wanted to add database test case in our framework. To do that, to add the database test in our framework, we need to access the database, right? So that will not be possible using this demo site, which is completely owned by this OrangeHRM application, OrangeHRM organization, right? We don't have access to their database. So that's the reason we are going to set up this, we are going to install a local server, and we are going to have this MySQL database as well, so that we can play around the data. So that's the reason we are going to set up this OrangeHRM locally. So these are the two main reasons why we are going to have this OrangeHRM application. We wanted to set up it locally in our environment or in our system. So actually I have already installed and set up the environment, guys. I have downloaded whatever required softwares and everything is there, and sorry to say that I couldn't record the video while installing it, and but actually I have taken the screenshots. I have taken all the screenshots, and I have created very good documentation as well, step by step documentation. So I'll walk through as well. I'll go through all the steps today, and I'll show you how can we configure in our framework as well when we run this local environment, right? And I'll show you as well how the local URL looks like, and whether we are able to access the application or not, right? So that I'll show you, and I'll provide the link also from where you can download this document. So let's get started. So this is the framework, guys, which we are building right now, OrangeHRM. And if you go to src main resources config.properties, this is the demo site, right? This is the same demo site which we are working on, right? And let me show you whether it is working or not. So you can see right now this page is not working, right? So might be some maintenance activities is going on, so that's the reason it is down right now. Now what we'll do, we have to install the software, some softwares to access the database and to install the this OrangeHRM locally. We need to configure it locally. We have to install a couple of softwares. So there is one software like XAMPP. So XAMPP is free and open source software package that includes Apache web server, that includes the web server, MySQL, the database, PHP and Perl languages, right? And it creates a local server environment. You can see it creates a local server environment for web application like OrangeHRM, right? So we need to install this XAMPP software, guys, and another software definitely we need OrangeHRM. So OrangeHRM is open source human resource management system. Companies use it for managing employees attendance, leave and payroll. So these are the two softwares which we required, and this is the first step, download required softwares. So we need to install XAMPP from Apache Friends site. So let me open it. So you need to just install for Windows this version you can install. I have installed this version 8.2.12. You can install it from here, this button, download button. And if you want on any, if you are going to use any other operating system, then you can install for Linux or Apple over here, right? So this is the first thing, and what we need to do next. So you can install it from here. So let me increase the font a little bit. Yeah. And the second thing is download OrangeHRM from OrangeHRM source forge site. So you can simply click on this and you will get the link like this. So you have to just provide the full name, phone number and email ID, and just click on this download open source button at the bottom. So you should be able to download the software, OrangeHRM software. So it will look like this, guys. You will get two folders like this once you download it, and the step 2 would be install XAMPP in C drive. So you need to just open this software, this installer, and install it in C drive. This installation like simple, like how we are going to install any software. So you need to just install in a simple way. So I think screenshots are not available for this. So simply you can install it. The third step would be start Apache and MySQL from the XAMPP control panel. So you'll get the control panel like this. So let me open it right now. So you can see XAMPP control panel. So once you install it, you'll get the control panel like this. So I have taken the screenshot as well at the beginning. So you'll get like this, and you'll see initially it will be like start like this. So I have already started this one. So you'll get like this, and if you try to access this one admin page, so what will happen, like if you wanted to access the database, so it will be, if it is not started, right? If it is you can see this Apache is not started over here. So you'll get like this, you'll get admin page like this. So later on what we have done, both are started now. So you can see this MySQL is running on 3306 port, and this one is running on 80 and 443 Apache software, right? So both are running. So let me run as well from here. It is already running earlier. So let me start. You can start like this. Simply click on this one and like this. So both are running right now, and here you'll see create a database in phpMyAdmin. So what you need to do, guys, here we have in MySQL we have this admin button, right? So click on admin button, it will take you to this localhost phpAdmin. So when you install for the first time, it will show you the screen like this. So what you need to do, you need to just click on this new. You have to click on this new, and then you have to give the create database. You need to click on create database, enter OrangeHRM. You can give any name, but prefer to give OrangeHRM. So you'll give, so you can see when you click on this new and create database, so you'll get like this, create database, and give the database name over here. Just leave this as it is, and here you'll see it will be added. Sorry, this one OrangeHRM, right? So OrangeHRM database has been added over here. And later on what you need to do, the second thing, OrangeHRM, the folder which we have like downloaded from OrangeHRM site, right? From this OrangeHRM, when you download it, so what you need to do, you have to extract the downloaded OrangeHRM zip file. So it will have initially it will have some OrangeHRM -5.7 some version, right? So what you need to do, you have to extract it and put inside this folder. XAMPP/SDDocs. Here you can see in the screenshot as well. And if you want to rename it, you just rename it to like OrangeHRM only. If you get like OrangeHRM -5.7 like that, if you get the folder like that, just rename it to this one once you download and extract from there, right? Now simply you need to install this OrangeHRM. So open the browser and you need to configure the database. So that's how you need to do. So install the OrangeHRM, open the browser and you need to just go to this site, http://localhost/orangehrm. So it will opens up like this OrangeHRM site, okay, and you need to just go to all the options over here one by one to install this software from the welcome till the installation complete. So these are the some database host and some of the items while configuring the database you need to provide, right, at the MySQL site earlier. So if you remember, like we have given the database like OrangeHRM while set up the database, and you can set up the username with like root only and leave the blank if no password is there. So you need to just provide like this 3306 localhost and OrangeHRM database name like OrangeHRM, database username root, and the password fill just keep it blank. And then while installing, if it is showing disable, so what happens is while installing, I don't remember exactly, but I got some problem as well, maybe system check or something. I got something is like disabled. You'll get some message like that, like let's say this one, extension.ldap is disabled. Okay, so what you need to do in that case, you have to just go to the control panel, and here we have config. So from this config, just open this php.ini, this file. You have to just open this php.ini file, and after that what you need to do, you'll see some semicolon, right? So that means disabled. So what you need to do, just remove the semicolon from here, and then you are good to go. Just save it, this file, this ini file, and later on it will ask you to once that step is over, then it will ask you to set up the admin user. You will see, let me show you, like admin user creation. Here you need to do the admin user creation. The admin user creation is nothing but the login credentials which you are going to set up for your OrangeHRM application. So you can set up any like user, and later on username and password, and you will see like this. Once you can see all the information over here, and this is the username, right? And later on you can see 100%, 90% is done, and you can see 100% is completed over here. And so this is the access to database. So let me show you how can you access it. So here you can see that, guys, localhost php myadmin. This is how you can access the database. Here I have created the OrangeHRM. So just open it, and here you will see all the tables over here. The main table, the employee table, from here you can access like this. And suppose you want to write some queries, so simply go to this SQL tab and you can write the query over here like this, and click on go button will be there. Here go button is there, so you'll get all the records over here, how many employees are there. When we have created simple query, select star from HR_employees, right? So this is one thing, and to access the application you need to just click on this link, so you'll be able to see this OrangeHRM site is up and running. Make sure both are like Apache and MySQL are should be run over here in green color, should be in run mode, right? And simply you need to just log in using your user ID and password. So you can see, guys, it is perfectly working fine on our local environment, right? and you can access all the tabs as well. If you want to add new employees, so you can add it from here as well. So let me add a new employee. So click on this add button. I'll give new employee, or let's say Rahul Sharma, and this is the ID 007. And if you want to create the login credentials, you can simply select this, or if you don't want, it is not required, right? So let me just simply creating this Rahul Sharma and click on save. You can see successfully saved, correct? So if I want to go to the database, and what I'll do, simply I'll copy this query, go to SQL again, put the query over here again, and click on this go button. You'll see this has been created, right? You can see the employee number, employee ID, and this new employee has been added over here. So this is how you can do that. You can add as many as you want, and you have complete control over this database. Some important note, right? So if you get the error like this below while running MySQL, so sometimes what happens is, like a couple of times it happened to me. So when you start your system, and when you run this control panel, and when you start the services, then what happens is sometimes this MySQL is not working. It is showing some error like this. So in that case, what you need to do, you need to just rename the data file inside this location, XAMPP and /MySQL. Under that you'll see one data file. So you need to just rename that to data_old, and later on we need to make a copy of backup file. You need to just create the backup as you need to copy this backup file, and you have to just rename it to data. Okay, and after renaming it to data, what you need to do, from MySQL data you need to just copy all your databases folder from the old data which we have renamed into this new one, except MySQL, performance schema, and PHP admin folder. So remaining you need to just copy from the previous folder and put it inside this new data folder, and then the error will be gone. So this is how you can fix that one, and later on you'll see the site is up and running. Now I'll show you how you can configure this into our framework. So this is the previous URL, guys, and now let me do with the new URL. So I'll take this, I'll copy it, and I'll put like URL. So this is our local host URL right now. Let me rename it to URL1, the first one, old one, or I would say URL_old. So it will pick this one. This one is not required to change credentials because we are not taking the data from here, right? This from this config.properties. So if you remember, in the data driven testing, we have picked the data from our test data from our Excel sheet, right? So let me go to that, and I need to change the username and password in this test data folder. Username, so what is the username we have? OrangeHRM_H Verma. So whatever you are going to set up, that will be your username, guys, and the password as well. Don't try with this one because it will not work, right? So what is the password I have set? I think this is the password. Let's try this. We log in. Yeah, that is the password. So we have done it. So simply close it. So our framework is configured with the new URL. Now I can simply run the script. So simply I'll go to testng.xml, and let's run it whether it is working fine or not. Right click, run as TestNG suite. Now our test cases will be executed on our local server. So you can see localhost / OrangeHRM. So now it is entered the invalid, which is not required to change, right? Invalid username and password from the Excel sheet. Rest of the things, like it is picking the data, like the valid credentials. Now you can see all the test cases like run successfully, 3 of them passed. One failure is there because deliberately we failed one case. If you followed the previous videos, we have done that, and it skips one test case, right? So let me open the report as well. There won't be any change in the report as well. So perfectly it is working fine with our local environment. Open with web browser. You can see one test case is failed, right? And one is skipped as per expected, and you can see it is working fine, like OrangeHRM logo and a valid login test. You can see admin like this, right? So this is working perfectly fine, guys, and you have complete control over the database. You can add as many as employees you want, and you can play around this, and this will never be down until unless if you set up it perfectly. And you can just follow this documentation. So I have already uploaded this on my ATI Digital Hub site, so let me show you as well. So if you go to the site atidigitalhub.myinstamojo.com and just go to this automation testing, and here you will see this file, right, which I have added over here. So I'll provide the link in the description box of this video so that you can access it. And let me know in case if you find any like issue while setting it up, like this OrangeHRM site locally. Let me know in case if you get any difficulties, so I'll try to resolve it. So that's all for today, guys, and in the next video we'll talk about, because we have done the OrangeHRM setup locally, now we can easily add the database test case to our framework. So we'll talk about it in the next video. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.